Welcome back to Evil Popcorn. It is I, Mr. Popcorn. Yes, and who else do I have with me this evening?
I have the Baron here. Hello. Hello, Mr. Popcorn. Hello, G Noir.
Hey, how you
Good
doing?
evening.
Happy to be back with you two again.
Yes, and I'm very excited to be doing this film because, as I've alluded to a couple of times, to stop myself, save it for the pod, we're doing a film that I'm very excited about because when I first read this story, I thought this would make a great film. And then when I discovered
Mm,
who was signed up to write and direct, yeah, well, adapt and direct
yeah,
the film, I was even
Mm.
more excited.
yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, because it's a marriage between Stephen King and Osgood Perkins. Yes,
Yeah.
children, we are finally doing
Right.
The Monkey.
That's right.
Yes, yes. Life is chaotic. Let's just say that. Those who live
Hmm.
here know, and those who don't, you've experienced in your own places. Yes, life can be chaotic. Yeah, but we are
Mhm.
finally doing The Monkey. Yeah,
Yes.
as I say, I've been looking forward to this. Did it disappoint? No. Is it the best film ever made? We shall get into that. Yeah. Um, yeah, let's just bust it out. General thoughts, general thoughts. I'll go last, if I may. Georgina, G Noir, Noir, sorry. No government
Yeah.
names either.
I
After
I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
like you were saying, it's not the best film ever made. It's a fun film, which I enjoyed about it. I like comedy horror. Some people are not those people. I am one of those people that enjoy a little bit of stupid with my horror sometimes.
Mhm.
This gave me a bit of that. With the way that the kills are, the way that certain things are done, the lunacy of situations that were conceived and played out due to plot and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
monkey's desire. I love it.
Mhm.
I was there for that. I had other people say to me they weren't. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a bit of a fan. Like I said, I like a bit of stupidity in my chaos. Because chaos is stupid. Uh, it's
Mhm.
not very serious all the time.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this film's kind of all about that in its own
yeah,
way. Yes,
yeah.
definitely. Relating to the
Exactly.
director, but we'll get
Yeah.
into that as well. Baron, what did you
Yeah.
reckon in a
Look, I
nutshell?
thoroughly enjoyed it. I got some good laughs out of it. I really enjoyed the feeling of the Stephen Kingness of it. My one worry going in was that Osgood would somehow overpower the story. Not because Osgood is a poor filmmaker or a poor storyteller, but only because Osgood has such a big personality that it would be real easy for that to happen. But didn't feel that that's what occurred.
Mm.
Yeah, I had a real positive experience.
Excellent, excellent. Good to hear. Yes, so did I. So did I. I very much enjoy this. Uh, but I'm glad I looked into it before I went and saw it as well. Because an interesting question is if you're an Osgood Perkins fan, not just long legs, I'm talking Gretel und Hansel, the Black
Mm.
Coat's daughter. I am the last pretty thing left in the house, if I have that correct. Uh, the monkey's different. The monkey's totally tonally. It's a complete
Yes.
step away. Definitely. Yes, the stylistic stuff's still there, in particular to the look. Yeah, the colorization is quite Osgood, definitely. But he's got a sense of humor and he's busted it out. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
busted
Yeah.
out his sense of
Yeah.
humor, which he
Yeah.
hasn't done in
Yeah.
his previous
Definitely did.
films.
Yeah.
So if you would still want the creepy, slow burn, almost morbid approach that the other films have, this isn't it. This isn't it.
No.
So I think that's going to be an interesting kind of thing to look at how Osgood fans, general fans, look at this. But for me, I'm all good with it because I knew that going in, and also his intent behind it. Like you said, life is chaos, life is meaningless. You can just die like that.
Mm.
Life just happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just how it is,
And
as
die
as they
dumb.
preach
Like
from the
you.
pulpit in this movie, which was
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah. And when you know that going in, the dry approach, because this is dry to the point of the Seinfeld guy. What's his show? Larry David?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's to that level almost, you know what I mean? It is, but
Yeah, a little
Seinfeld's
bit.
everyone knows Seinfeld. It's dry
Right, so
to that level at times. Yeah, even though there is just kind of ridiculous things going on the screen, it's very deadpan at the same time. I
yeah,
really appreciated that comedic approach, that comedic
yeah.
styling. Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Curb
yeah,
enthusiasm.
I
Thank
was
you.
gonna say
Yeah.
that, but I didn't want to be
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it took me
Uh,
by surprise, but upon the second viewing, especially, no, I did dig it. But this isn't a film that's just going to grab you like the other films do. I don't know if that's a critique or not, but that's just something to know going in, I think, in the way that the other ones do because of their atmosphere, their mystique, and all of that good stuff. Is that fair?
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
totally
Okay.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Cool. Like it though. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I
Especially
like
if you
it.
like
Yeah,
spooky, creepy, possessed toys. This is a good one.
right.
Yeah.
It leans itself to a collectible, like Scott was just saying that the popcorn bucket, the whole thing. I
Mhm.
want to see a
Mhm.
collectible. I want to see a doll of it. I want to see
I'd buy
this
a doll of this.
that I
Yeah.
would have. Yeah,
Yeah.
like and you
Yeah.
go like kind of collectible. I want that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
I
Would
think
you go for the symbol or the drum? The symbol or the drum?
look, because it's this, I would go for the drum, but I think, didn't I don't know if this is factual, but I heard that he wanted to do the symbol, but he
Mhm.
couldn't do it because Pixar had actually
Yeah.
copyrighted the symbol monkey.
Yeah. Because
From
it's
Toy
Yeah.
Story
Toy
3.
Story
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so he wanted to keep it to the classic, but couldn't and had to go un let the drum work just as good.
Yeah.
Uh, I've got
Yeah.
a little Duracell bunny that's sort of very the same with its whole vibe like that. So it
And the
works as
whole
a
holding it
animatronic.
up like it's about to do a death chord drop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
I
that's
thought that was
cool.
that they utilized
Yeah.
that well. They made the most out of the situation,
Yeah, they
definitely.
really did. Yeah.
Yeah. Better, I don't know. We haven't seen the symbol because the symbol works very well in the short story.
Yeah.
Baron,
Right.
do you have that info up in front of you? Did you want, because I have it here, but did you want to speak to the short story? Because you've read it as well, yeah?
It has been a little while since I read it.
Mhm.
There has been some liberties taken with the story, obviously, to get it out to a feature length film. The more accurate, no, the more stringent to the story film was made by a guy called Spencer Sherry on the uh, Stephen King's dollar baby system, where you pay Stephen King $1 and he will license one of his short stories to you. Now, unfortunately, that system no longer exists. Stephen King has decided
Yeah.
that he's done with that. He's had enough of them done. And one of the stipulations was you had to provide Stephen with a copy of the film. So Spencer Sherry can be found on Facebook. There are trailers for it.
Yeah.
He created a version of it in 2022 or 2023 that goes for about an hour, and it's probably got just the beats of the story in it. Uh,
Right.
I think Osgood has padded the story somewhat with some character development, which I don't hate. It
Mm.
really does give us a window into the world rather than it just being the story. I did like that. And the change from the cymbals to the drum and the mechanism by which death happens with like the arm. I've got to get my arm in it with the arm up
It's a
with
good
the
internet.
thing, and then coming down on the drum. I think all of the Osgood additions are good additions.
Mm.
There was nothing in it that I felt detracted from it. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here about Stephen King stuff. So when I went to see The Mist by Frank Darabont, he messed with the ending of the story. In
Yeah.
the novelization, the novella of The Mist, the last word is hope. But as we all know from the Mist cinematic release, the end of it has anything but
It was
hope.
the opposite
Yeah.
of that.
At the
Yeah.
Uh,
end.
That,
it's
that,
bleak as fuck. It's great.
yeah, that is a
Just,
bleakest ending
just
and
first,
everything.
Yeah.
reaction upon watching, first
Yeah.
time. It's just like,
So
whoa.
Stephen King has said that he thinks he prefers Frank Darabont's ending. So I look, he's the king.
Yeah.
I've got to go with it. But I stood up in the cinema and screamed at the screen when I saw The Mist. It must have freaked everybody out.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's great. That's great.
Uh,
Yeah. No, the passion's fantastic, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in short, Osgood's version is it includes enough of the original story to make
Mhm.
me happy, and none of the additions take away from the original story.
Yeah, it expands upon the family network is
Yeah.
really the big way that it
Yeah.
compounds out to a feature film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of info if you don't know the story, because I read it once upon a time, as I've stated, and was really, really dug it. And it actually comes from The Monkey, a 1980 horror short story by Stephen King. We've talked about the symbols, monkey toy.
mhm.
Now, the story was first published as a booklet included in Gallery magazine in
Yep.
1980. It was significantly revised and published in King's collection Skeleton Crew in
Skeleton.
1985. That's the most
Ah,
well-known, lauded
yeah.
release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it was nominated for a British Fantasy Award for Best Short Story in 1982 and Best Horror at that time. Yeah, and without going into the plot details, because it's essentially the same as the Baron, wonderfully laid out there, except that the family thing is, expanded upon. And it's really expanded upon in this film. There's
Yeah.
like
And
Oedipal stuff going on, there's Cain and Abel stuff going on. They really heavily push dysfunctional family
Yeah.
relationships. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But not in an overly dramatic, abusive way, but just the way that everyone just talks to each other and treats each other with such disregard, and the way the whole thing, how death is treated, etc., goes into that.
You all
Yeah.
But
deserve
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
because the deaths are quick as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
There is this kind of is nonchalant way of
yeah,
looking at it
yeah,
and
yeah.
feel to everything. A good way of putting it.
Well, it's because like the monkey and the concept of it has no feeling. It has no.
Mhm.
It's making these decisions just purely out of desire. Well, it's not even a desire there. You can't even say it's a desire to kill. It's just killing for killing.
Yeah.
It's like that's just gonna happen. It's not coming into it with any emotional standpoint at all. It's just like what's gonna happen? Who cares?
Oh,
Who knows? Like,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Spoilers, children. It's time to go to bed if you haven't already, because I've
yeah,
got
yeah,
big questions that
yeah,
relate to the end where I want to
yeah,
dovetail onto Noir there. So
yeah.
yes, go eat your popcorn, yeah, and then watch the film and then come back, yes, or experience the rest with us. Now,
Yeah.
pale white horse at the end.
Ah,
That's right.
yes.
Exactly.
You see why I had to do that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So you've got this, just this symbol's not even the word, just this tone, this yeah, symbol, I guess, maybe for now, of the monkey,
Yeah.
which represents
Yeah.
death, and it's
yeah.
Yeah.
there's no feeling, completely impartial.
Yeah.
You could call it the Grim Reaper if you wanted, yeah.
Or maybe it's one of the biggest tools of the trade,
Yeah.
Maybe it's just,
Because the
being
pale white
used.
horse at the I mean,
Yeah.
it's like death of the four horsemen, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How did you feel about that at the end? How did you? I
Made
know
me
I
think of
jumped
Johnny
right
Cash,
there.
but then other than thinking of the
Yeah.
Johnny Cash songs, I thought I feel like it didn't need that, but I liked
But
it. But
it reached did the level of absurdity that the film had
yeah,
reached
that's right.
allow it
Yeah,
to be, oh
that's
yeah,
it.
all
And
right, all right,
is he
why not?
taking it back? Is he taking this thing that's gone too far? That he's put out into this world and gone, okay, it's just gone too far now. It's just taken out everything, and that's
Because
not
that
how
would
death
make
works. It
harbinger,
is.
that's the goddamn word I'm looking for. The monkey would be a
Yeah,
harbinger of the apocalypse, essentially, yeah,
yeah.
at the end. Is that what it's saying? Is that
No,
because it also means hope. It also means hope. The
Mm.
pale white
I
horse.
felt that
White
he
horse
had to
also
come
means
in.
hope. Sorry, after you.
No, the way that I took it, anyway, this is just how I took it, is that this thing has started to run a bit of a muck at this point,
Yeah.
and it's not doing its job as it's
Getting
meant to.
Slipknot, like near the end
It's
there.
gone a little rogue, and he has to come down and and say, "Fucking enough's enough," That's how I take that for
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
I
yeah,
like that. I like it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I believe it, but I like it.
We need to set up how we
Yeah,
got there now, though, don't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So yeah, to get to the beginning.
hey, it's like a Quentin Tarantino film.
That's
All right.
a good way to do it.
Now, black comedy horror. That's what it says here.
Yep,
Yeah, I'd
I'd
agree.
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is written, so adapted, but a lot of adapting went on because it's a
Yeah.
short story. It's a short
Yeah.
story. Written and directed by Osgood Perkins. Yes, long legs. He's back. And yeah, we may as well mention now so it doesn't disrupt later. He's got a third one coming. It's just called Keeper, yes? Yeah. He did three in a row. Yeah, three in a
Three
row.
Yeah.
sort of together,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, yeah. What's his name? Ty West, Mr. X and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just flexing on each other now. I like it. It's good
Good.
for us. We're eating
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, astounding, astounding. Okay. Yes, and we've gone into the story that it is based on. We'll get to the cast. We'll get to the cast once we've done this. It follows twin brothers whose lives are turned upside down by a cursed toy monkey that causes random, horrific deaths around them. Yeah, why not? The monkey was theatrically released in the United States by Neon. They're the ones who put out Longlegs on
Yep. And they're
February
also putting out the next one.
on February 21, 2025. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and has grossed 56.2 million worldwide, and that is fairly current, I checked,
Yeah.
against a budget of 10 to 11 million. Yeah, it's not a Terrifier splash, but it's definitely made its money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it opened just below Captain America, just off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a
That's
feat unto itself. Yeah. Okay, yeah, James Wan, of course. This is an Atomic Monster production as well. James
Yes.
Wan, yeah,
Yeah.
helped put this, not put it together, but helped make this a reality. So thank you, Wan. One of us. This comes from Perkins himself. Interview with Empire. Yeah.
All right.
Now, this is talking about adapting the work. I took liberties like a motherfucker. They, Atomic Monster, he's great, isn't he? They, Atomic Monster, had a very serious script, very serious. I felt it was
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
serious, and I told them this doesn't work for me. Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah, and he
And
also talked about he felt very bad when he was younger because both parents died in crazy, tragic ways, insane,
yeah, I
and he
remember you
felt.
saying something like this to me, and I didn't know
Hmm.
what like actually happened there, but
Oh,
maybe you,
sure.
uh,
Anthony Perkins, aka Norman Bates,
yeah,
uh, died from AIDS, but he also had to pretty much keep that under wraps because this was
Yeah.
back in Hollywood back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And he had a hell of a time because he was trying to be a leading man and being cast in
Yeah.
Psycho killed that as well as trying to, stay
yeah,
in the
yeah,
closet being unwell, like seriously
yeah,
unwell.
right, yeah,
And his mother was it a plane crash or a car crash? It was some sort of vehicular accident, but just messed up.
right,
Yes, yeah. So that goes into the making of this movie. Yeah, we're talking about the random nature of death, chaos in the universe, yeah, and how it does knock
yeah,
in. It can happen like that. So let's
Mm.
go dancing. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right, yeah,
Yeah.
I,
exactly. Yeah,
I
I like
really
it
Yeah.
of that
enjoyed
about.
I really enjoyed Tatiana Maslany in this. I thought
How
she was really
good? How good
Mm,
was the mother? Yeah, how good was
yeah.
Mum? Probably my favorite, yeah, actor
And she's
performance in
She-Hulk
this.
from the MCU.
yeah,
Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
Mm.
And she is going to be the lead in Keeper. She's the
Yeah.
lead in Keeper. Yeah.
yeah. See, I was surprised to see her already pushed into the mother role as a female. Like, just the she doesn't seem old enough yet. I don't know, and I always just find that so often as a woman that
Okay.
these women are just not even at that stage yet. They're just like, oh, this is what you are now. You're the mothers. You're the mothers now. You're not the young girls anymore. You're the mothers.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't
Yeah.
quite
No
understand.
point.
I
No.
don't.
Absolutely.
It frustrates me
Absolutely.
sometimes a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is fair. That is fair, and that
Yeah.
is in horror in our art house, not just GA mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cinematic
that's
fair.
right.
So yeah. No.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, so what happened to his parents comes into it, and he felt very bad when he was younger, and he took it out of the world. He was full of spite and rage, as you could imagine, when he was younger. But as he
Yep.
got older, he started to take a very kind of ironic, kind of may as well smile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at everything because everyone goes through this, and that's why everyone dies in this film as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's part of his realization that, yeah, everyone goes through their own shit and everyone dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also he's
Please,
also avoided
please.
love his entire life with his son and stuff. He's avoided having anything close to him in case he loses the things that are close to him.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna happen. Things
Oh,
are
and
gonna. So
oh
I
God,
don't
yes.
get close to things because they're gonna die. So let's
And
not
that's the
make.
nice, he's doing the nice thing. The other
Yeah,
twin,
that's
Bill,
that.
played by the same actor, Theo
Yeah,
James. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
But we'll get into the cast in a minute. Bill's response to it, yeah, to just go flipping Apocalypse Now, Heart of Darkness,
Yeah,
but the
yeah, he
kind
does.
of
Yeah. The horror. Yeah.
yeah. But the Flight
Yeah.
of the Concords, he may as well had a like a Spanish guitar when he came out with his modified funeral suit and the flames.
Oh, man, I did like that. It's like, I'm just gonna wear it forever. I'm never gonna take it off because that's what's gonna happen. This is like kind of like a
Yeah,
sports player that never
yeah,
takes off his sweaty socks, It's like
yeah,
it's
yeah. Yeah, it's a definite
it's
certain
a
type
thing.
of humor.
It's such a
This,
thing.
yeah. It depends if you
Yeah,
like the cheese. You've got to like this
yeah.
particular type of cheese with this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, and then yeah, pretty much that's the intent behind the movie and the approach to adapting, yeah, from the
Mm.
source
Yeah.
material. Okay. Yes, James Wan produced, a whole bunch of other people.
So there's our Australian link.
Yeah, that's our Australian link and horror link, absolutely. Nick Aguilera. Sorry, the cinematographer there. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Really good.
Yep.
Greg NG. If this is a cultural thing that I'm getting white
Mm.
person stupid wrong, forgive me there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know how that happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Graham Fortin cut together really well, and they also cut long legs. Did we like the score, music,
Yeah.
sound design?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Wasn't overpowering.
It wasn't
No, that's
overpowering. No, it wasn't overpowering. Didn't need to be any, Jaws-like material here. So it
yeah.
served its purpose, definitely.
What was the
And
tune you used? The monkey? Like, what was that? It was like
oh,
almost like Take Me Down to the Ballpark or
I
that
think
kind
it
of something
was.
I
along that
think
kind
it
of line.
was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you know children, let us know, please. Please
Yeah,
comment
because
below.
yeah,
they
yeah.
I,
Because I was trying to pick it the entire time, and I should have looked it up before this. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that kind
in
of
the original story, I think it might have been Pop Goes the Weasel.
yeah.
But they didn't use it for this. I think
No,
it was Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
yeah, and I think it is.
Okay. I think that is
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, if you're determined to stay with us because you like this sort of thing, I understand. I listened to a review of Mickey 17 from beginning to end, and I haven't seen the film. That's fine. Sometimes I do it as well. Stay with us. If you want to go away and come back, finish your popcorn, come back. Absolutely,
Yeah.
because we are going to break down the plot here at any time. Shout out, people. If you want to mention anything. Cast.
Um,
Let's do cast. My apologies.
yeah.
Cast is worth talking about. Now, Theo James, identical twins, Hal and Bill
Yeah.
Shelburne. Yeah.
Nicely done.
It
You
Uh,
was
reckon?
really well. There were two separate people.
yeah,
They
they
were,
felt like different actors.
yeah, that's right. And I had to sort of double take a few times.
Mhm.
Going, it's him. No, it's definitely him. It's the same dude. But yeah, he gave me two different people vibe, which was great.
I concur. Do we think
Mm.
Christian Convery, sorry, my eyes, Convery, yes, as young Hal and Bill did well
Yeah. Yeah, the
Mm.
kids
as
were really
well?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the kid,
Yeah.
I should the
they
kid.
didn't look like
Yeah.
identical twins to me, though. Which, the two of them, they didn't look the same. And I know they were saying that the other one he ate his placenta, or what did he say?
Yeah, yeah.
He took all his, blood. So that's why they were different. So that's why they explained that away a little bit. Because it's like, well, they're not exactly the same because the other one's a little bit bigger than me because he ate everything from me in the womb.
Mhm.
A good
Well,
way
that
of
was
doing
it stated that they were identical or just twins?
it.
Yes.
Well,
No, it stated they were identical.
Identical,
yeah,
identical. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, okay. The acting distracted enough, I reckon.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It did
yeah,
indeed.
yeah. We've talked about Tatiana, great job.
Yep.
Yeah,
Colin O'Brien as Petey Shelburne, Junior Hell's son. Yeah, okay. He was all right. He was the despondent teenager, but the dialogue he had made sense. He wasn't like an idiot, disrespectful kid or
yeah,
anything like that. He was smart enough to go, no, you're full of shit, Dad. What have you been up to? Just answer me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. True, true.
What do we think of Ricky as a local trash thrasher it has here, who played the cop, who,
Yeah, that
yeah, law
that
enforcement.
hair was great. That hair was just,
It was
what
really
what you
good.
want out of like, your local metalhead boy.
Mhm. Stoner, of course, even throwback
Yeah,
80s stoner. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, he's
Uh,
coming from a bad place himself, so he's just trying to do his thing. And like you said, everyone's pretty much a bad person in this entire thing. They're all not the best
no.
parental role
Yeah, that's true.
by any
Yeah.
means, most of them,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And this is another example of the type of humor in this. It's Hal in the car, yeah, and he's been abducted by law enforcement here, Officer Ricky, and it's not till later on, once the others are inside, he goes, "You're not really a real policeman, are you?" And he's serious.
But I'm just like,
And it's
you've
like,
got
as
no.
soon as he looks through the peephole and you see it's Ricky wearing this dumbass,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
wig and his
yeah,
dad's costume.
Like a
And
Halloween
it's not
costume
till a good
police.
yeah.
10 minutes later. You're not a real
Yeah.
cop, are you? It's like, what? Okay.
He's just surprised, like, what? You really that? It's the gun,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, and that's intentional. They're children. Some people I think may see this and go, "Well, that's stupid. That doesn't work. That was 10 minutes ago." No, no, because they're clueless. Hal is
yeah,
clueless. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah.
true.
There's
Yeah,
no wise decisions being made. Bill is out of his goddamn mind. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
These are our two protagonists. These
yeah,
are our
yeah. It's true,
yeah,
true. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
This is very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
But, uh,
Sarah Levy as Ida Zimmer, Aunt Ida.
Yeah, I
mm,
Yeah,
liked her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Crazy,
singers.
crazy aunt, definitely. And married to Uncle Chip, who, of course,
Yeah,
is cameoed by Osgood Perkins himself.
yes, it
Probably my
was.
probably my MVP of the film. Like he was so good as that
Yeah,
role.
he was.
Almost sleazy, yeah, because when he mentioned his
Yeah.
swingers, and then he was like, "Ugh," puts his arm around him, I was like, "Oh, huh?"
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
But
right.
no,
He's like,
no,
"Ooh, we didn't want kids. Like, I don't know what we're
yeah,
gonna do with you. Like, we're gonna
yeah.
try, but we're not gonna be good at it. Like,
yeah.
We'll
honestly,
probably do it, but
it's not gonna be good."
yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. We're going to do our best to look after you, but that's probably going to be pretty bad. Something
That's
like that. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay. This is a good time to pull out my question of the best kill scene because Uncle Chip's death, the stampede by 69 wild
Pretty good.
stallions.
Yeah.
turned into chili con carne in a sleeping bag because I
In a
reckon that's what they
sleeping bag.
used. They just opened
Yeah,
it
they
up and
did.
it just
Yeah.
oozed out of the bag.
Left over from the craft services table.
That's
I reckon.
yeah, whatever.
We can think about it. We don't have to answer now. Does anyone have an answer now, though? We can come back
I
to
like
it
the
or you
aunt.
call it that.
Aunt Ida
Okay.
on fire.
Depict, please.
Aunt,
Depict, please. Because that is a Final Destination-y one because this
oh
has,
yeah.
yes, those
Yeah.
setups and that feel is
So it
part
was
of this film
the
as well.
down the stairs into the basement, broken step, face full of fish hooks, covered in alcohol, set on fire, run down the stairs, impaled on the sign.
Yeah. Turn on the stove. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people when I was in the cinema were laughing out loud. Like, and I
Yeah.
don't get that a lot in horror people. Like Zam and I laugh out loud, but we're just kind of like the sickos usually there. But
Yeah,
this
of course.
time, everybody was laughing out loud. Like this was
Okay.
literally funny to most people that were there. So it was
Okay.
definitely slapstick horror kills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Slapstick's a
Yeah.
good way to put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's the whole thing with this. I've got another question, but first, do you have a favorite kill yet, or you want to come back to it?
Me?
Yeah. You.
I yeah,
Yeah.
I love the cheerleaders purely because of a few
Oh
reasons.
yeah.
You know, they were there
Well,
cheer squatting after some of the deaths, which is just a wonderful thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when's this thing gonna happen to them that I'd seen the promotional stuff?
more
So
of that, Osgood.
kind
I've
of
wanted that in
knew.
film and stuff for so long. More of
That's
that,
right.
please.
Like I'd seen the bus with the New York and
Mhm.
the heads and
Great
terrifying.
marketing, great marketing.
What a
Yeah.
great marketing. But when I
Neon
saw the
killing it again.
cheerleaders,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd already known that they're gonna die because of that marketing. I'm like, when are these girls when do they get it? And then they hadn't got it. And
Yeah.
then right at the end there, I'm like, there it is. So that was very satisfying to me to finally see them get it
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because there is great foreshadowing of kills in this film.
yeah,
The cheerleaders, the bowling
that's
ball, the weddings via skydiving. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
All
very
of
Final
these are mentioned and
Destination
then
is
come
that.
back
Yeah,
as kills
yeah.
later on. The lowest
The
one is just Greek tragedy connotations out the
yeah.
yayo to it. It's amazing.
the
Yeah.
callbacks. The
Yeah.
callbacks and the lamp shading was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Osgood, you are funny. You are
Yeah.
funny. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, actually. The way you can structure this. You've got to be into this type of humor, though. It's not going to hit with
Yeah.
anyone. People, this was compared to Deadpool. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. I can
Well,
see
what
it.
do you, please, Baron.
So, I mean, Deadpool's got a dark sense of humor as well because it's Ryan Reynolds and because it's a character that's basically got a superpower caused by cancer. And he's a killer. Like he's not your classic Batman who doesn't kill people. He's not your Superman who won't kill people. He will just kill you to get you out of his way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Georgina, you are
Yeah.
a great special effects artist and makeup artist. Absolutely. You know you're my favorite at that.
Thank
Baron,
you.
you've produced short films and helped out to put this onto the camera. Deaths, kills, gore, both
Yeah.
of you. You know,
Yep.
both of you know what you're talking about. Now, there's someone who we're all friends with, I think. I'm not going to say their name because I don't know if they want their name on the pod at this stage, but they're going to come on and talk about, horror movies. And they said on the Facebook post that I put out that the CGI killed it for them.
Ooh.
Shout out, you know who you are. See you soon.
Oh.
Yeah, what
Did
do we
they mention
reckon?
a particular
No. There's a lot of the like the blood,
Look,
the
I'm
explosions,
usually
the explosions. The
yeah,
CGIs are used
yeah.
to
I know, but
create
how is he going to do them, right? How are you
yeah.
going to bring this amount of destruction on such a grand scale like that? Like, I mean, I know you can. We've seen it done. We've done pools of blood and rooms full of blood and evil deads and everything.
Yeah. No, I've stood
Yeah,
in the middle of
but
them as they've gone off.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, we can do that. But these were for fun in the sense as well. So I don't
The
know.
Final
Usually,
Destination, the Rue Goldberg
yeah,
approach to a lot of it and such.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gets me. Sometimes like I can go,
Please.
that's ruined it. That's taken away from the practical effect. I see it straight away. In this one, not so much. It didn't affect me as much as it has in the past with other things. I think it worked together. I think
Yeah.
it was a little
Yeah.
seamless. I think, yeah, I think they were a nice symmetry with
Yeah.
each other.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool. Baron?
I wasn't taken out of the film at any point by any of the special effects.
same,
No,
same.
CG, blood,
neither.
makeup,
No, neither.
Yeah,
nothing. Nothing made me go, oh, I see the edges of that.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
And I didn't
Yeah.
do that with this one.
yeah,
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I mean, it was obvious that it was CGI,
Yes.
but the way it was, the integration, because it's all about integration with CGI. As long as you
of course.
integrate it, not just lay it on top, yeah, like a layer of bad cheese. Yeah,
Splattered at
it's
the
got to be
camera, like,
integrated into the
yeah.
pizza, into your flavor profile. I'm using a lot of food metaphors with film. It does work.
I like that, a flavor profile for your special
Yeah.
effects blood layering.
Yeah, I can, and yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean with CGI. I get the fear because it's
Yeah,
closely linked to AI and filmmaking
Yeah.
as well.
yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
ballpark. I hear you. I hear you. But I think they did a good job with this one. If that person wants to comment below to further the discussion, absolutely, always.
Quite welcome.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the humor as well, that built up to the kills and the way that they were shown quickly, and as you pointed out, the slapstick nature of them,
Mm.
lots of exploding, yeah,
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
faces being eaten off by bees, which is like what?
Indeed.
Because
Oh,
the
that's a good film.
creativity, the
Yeah,
Yeah.
inventiveness behind a lot of these was
yeah.
Oh,
crazy. Yeah.
that scene was getting a little bit of hate online for the plasticky nature of the CG, but I kind
Mm,
of saw it as the weirdness of the King world coming through.
yeah, right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I've never seen that. I've never seen a
Yeah.
jaw, a
Yeah.
mandible be
Yeah.
mutilated by
Yeah.
bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, and unless you want to hurt a bunch of animals and give it a go, like it's better to do a CG in that situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't want to get a bunch of real bees and try and do that with any kind of prop. That just means
No.
that that's cruel. We
That's
just
where
want to go with
CGI is
the
good when it
easiest
comes in.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, so yeah, I was all good with that. But yeah, no, it is a thing. It is a thing that is being
Mm,
discussed. And it is fair enough. It is fair enough because it's a
yeah.
bigger than
Yeah.
this movie discussion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
Okay. Adam Scott. That's Mr. Seven. Sorry, I always forget your
Oh,
name there,
yes.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam
Yeah.
Scott. That is P.T. Shelburne. That's their dad, the twins' dad.
Yeah.
He's
The
at the
Yeah.
the
very
cold open.
start.
The cold open.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And he's Mr., sex symbol in a suit out there at the moment in TV and movie land.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very
Yeah.
very much
Yeah.
at the top of the
Yes.
zeitgeist.
Severance is yeah, huge. And
You've been telling me to
a
watch
lot of
this. I've got to
a
gotta
lot of
get on it.
podcasts I listen to, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of the I'm being generic, I know, but this is what I hear. The
Yeah.
female hosts, go, oh, Adam Scott, Adam Scott, Adam Scott. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's a thing.
But maybe
He's
it's
a thing.
because of the character. Maybe like I can fall in love with the character sometimes, not particularly of like the person beforehand, but then I see the character and go, "Oh, now I get it." You know, like,
That's his whole thing.
yeah,
That's his whole
yeah,
success. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
compliment.
yeah,
Calm
yeah,
down, everyone.
yeah,
I like him too.
yeah,
Severance rules. Severance rules. Best thing on
yeah,
television. Another discussion though. All right.
yeah.
My man though, another person that I really like. My man, Elijah Wood. Big horror links all over the shop. Okay. Ted Hanneman, the new husband of Hal's ex-wife slash couple counselor, life coach, love guru.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, I mean, I've been loving some Elijah Wood lately because I'm a big like Yellow Jackets fan. So I've been getting a lot of him in my life. So
I'm a
I've
big
been
fan.
enjoying
I'm a big fan.
anything that he's
Yeah,
been doing lately. Yeah.
big fan. Since Sin
Yeah.
City, not Lord of the Rings, sorry. Since Sin City, have I been a fan of this guy? Yeah.
I look Wilfred.
And his character was hilarious in this. Oh, you wanted to hit him.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
And a nice little cameo. Didn't
Yeah.
really go anywhere, but just provided that little bit of extra grit to create the pearl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Yeah, that's a really great way of putting that. Yeah.
and chewed up the scene like an
Yeah.
effusive fish.
Yeah.
It was great. Osgood's cameo we've talked about. There's Tess. Tess Degenstein as Barbara, a real estate agent, yes, because she appears at Hal's car window like something out of an Aphex Twin music video.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Just handing the kid a
Hi.
card. Like, kid a card. Somebody gets a new card, huh? Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Wearing that scarf, the red version,
Yeah.
but you know that realtor scarf, yeah, that they do the
Yeah.
tie off and they put it to the side. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, there's a factory that has these that just distributes
Yeah.
these to the world
Yeah,
or
man.
something. Oh, Janet Kidder and sorry, my apologies, people. We have the rookie, the rookie priest, Nico Del
Oh,
Rio.
how good
Oh,
was he?
yeah, I forgot that. That was good too. Like,
Whoa. Okay, shit. That's how you
uh,
mount the pulpit to give the sermon.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
At a funeral, for God's sake.
yeah.
The
It's
eulogy, my apologies. Eulogy, no less.
I found the kind of like timeline of this movie like got me all over the place. Like sometimes I felt like
Okay,
it was in
please. Yeah.
sometimes I felt like it was in like the 60s. And it's like he reminded me of like a young hippie guy in the 60s that's become a priest and doesn't know what to do with that.
Ooh,
It is,
that's good. Ricky was
and
an
he was in
80s
on that.
straight out of Fast Times at Richmond High. You both know what I'm talking about there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fast Times. Yeah, yeah. He was a stoner straight out of that, very Sean Penn style, rolling out of the
yeah,
van.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
And
just
why I say,
yeah,
yeah,
like come
yeah.
on, what are we doing? Like, what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you've got a thing there, Noir, because that's part of Osgood's well, how would I say this
Oeuvre?
repertoire also approach. Yeah, yeah, thank you. The end, have we both seen Long Legs?
Yep.
yeah.
The end of Long Legs, the Hail Satan, yeah, with
Mhm.
using T-Rex, yeah. He has this
Yeah,
love of cool pop culture,
yeah,
kind of
right.
70s, largely influenced type
That's
things.
right.
Yeah, and that bleeds into it. That's just his personality bleeding through, and you're
Yeah,
going to get that with artists. Yeah,
yeah,
and I am
right.
defending him a
Right.
lot because I am a
Right.
fan of this
I
guy.
get you.
I
I get
full
you.
disclosure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
The
one of my
other thing that
favorites. Yeah.
does, though, is it doesn't set the movie in a particular time frame. So it can be from any time.
that's what I like. I do like that. It's like
Mhm.
I'm getting this, with the swingers and the this, and then sometimes, like you
Yeah,
said, the one with
yeah,
the scarf. That's more like they're
yeah.
different. They're all different timeline kind of people. So it's in its own world. It's in its own timeline.
Yes. Yeah,
But it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
exist in a timeline that we know. I feel, but maybe a
Here's
Stephen King
okay.
timeline. It
With
is.
that, when the monkey, especially when it was doing his flipping Slipknot, Little John solo near the end, do, do you think, did you, I mean, not think, because rationally, logically, of course, it's going to be throughout the world is the idea. But the way it was filmed, because the way this was its own world, not its only world, this is the Stephen King thing. This is
Yeah,
Maine. This is that, whatever he calls that cove. Is it Crystal Cove?
yeah, that,
I think, yeah. Um, the monkey only affects the world of the twins around them where they can ride
Yeah.
their bike to. That's the Stephen
Yeah.
oh
King
yeah,
thing, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. So I just put that together. But yeah.
Castle Cove. I don't think it's supposed to talk about, yeah, but yeah, it is a
Castle
whole
Rock.
Castle Rock. That's the
Castle
place.
Rock.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
And on that note, while I
and
remember, the monkey is being put out into a lake, rode out into that lake at the end of the actual short story, the source material, and the lake is called Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Just had to throw that in, and the monkey is thrown down to the bottom, and the boat starts to collapse. But how? Yes, it's the same names. He gets to shore, and next morning there's a newspaper clipping. All of the fish in the lake died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how the short story ends. This doesn't end that
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Well,
it doesn't.
well, you think we're
But again, it
fish,
does that, but just with everybody in the neighborhood. And instead of the fish, everybody in the neighborhood has just died instead.
but they are the fish. Then we have the four horsemen of
They
the
are the fish.
apocalypse. There's
That's
the
it.
Christian tie-in. Yeah, and
Yeah,
we've got Cain and Abel throughout this. Yeah,
yeah.
this is kind of Catholic, this movie. Am I crazy?
No.
I don't think you
Mm.
are. I mean, I
I
think
don't
these
know where
themes
he
come
lands
through
here.
so many things, and I think if everybody's been raised with religion, it's gonna come through. It's gonna come through your
Like he
work.
may be lapsed, he may have grown up with it, but people who grow up
Yeah,
with it, I've heard from many, the Catholic guilt, that phenomenon
Yep.
is
that's it.
still, yeah, within
It
them.
affects them. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're still keeping them
yeah,
awake at night, no matter what they're doing. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there is a little bit of that in
yeah,
this.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's, uh,
It's cool. It's cool. It's
yeah.
good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Pepper, who was he? I don't remember him. Kingston Shan, well done, nonetheless. Ricky's mother. God, she was just nihilistic, kind of
Yeah.
F the world, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Great role model. Yeah. That's all that was
Oh,
just
oh
F the
no, I know who
world.
the
That was.
lieutenant is. The lieutenant was the boy that just sat there. He must have had some PTSD or something. He was still wearing his fatigues from um
Oh
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, he was no, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
He
of
was still wearing
course.
his fatigues. He looked shell shocked. When he asked for some ammo, he goes, "Well, what caliber do you want?" That's
Yeah,
the only
just
thing
Yeah.
he
what
yeah.
caliber.
Yeah, that's right.
But and Ricky
I
had
love
put
that.
on his deadbeat's dad, disappeared dad's cop suit
Yeah.
as well because
I mean, you
and
just yeah. You walk into
um
that room and you knew that they're just that family had
mhm.
there's a lot that's going on in that world.
And the
Yeah.
twins' dad had left as well, yeah. And
That's
Hal
right.
was a deadbeat dad who was like he was under threat of losing his
Yeah.
son forever in this film, yeah,
Yeah.
like forever. That whole family being torn apart type thing, and that leads into Cain and Abel building to a kind of almost Greek thing in how it regards
Yeah. Or just a
the
lot of like dads
non-empathetic approach
abandoning
to
people
of
kind of
death.
idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you watch this and you think there is no story, there's a simple story, but there's depth to this,
yeah.
is what
That's
I would
very good.
argue. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd
Oh
argue there's definitely
yes,
depth to
100%.
this. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Baron. Yeah. Because that's some
Oh,
flack it's getting out there. It's not deserving. You just got to understand what you're going into. Yeah.
I think the issue that people are getting is that they don't understand that Stephen King's world is not our world. So they're used to seeing films that are
Mm.
set
that's
in the
right.
real world. This is a
Yeah.
fictional fantasy world where
Yeah.
weird
That's
shit
right.
happens
Yeah.
all the time. And it's
Yeah.
just the weird shit that happens in that world. That's why nobody
Yeah.
seems bothered when people just start dying around town,
Yeah.
rather than it being, oh God, there's been a murder, to
Yeah.
we've had 5 people die in the last 3 days. That's
Yeah.
just
That's right.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a world where like a killer clowns from outer space, not the
Yeah.
actual friend,
Yeah.
but they're like living. They exist in this world.
Yeah. One town over, they lose 3 kids every 27 years to a
Yeah.
clown that's in the sewer. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
oh,
That is
I
a
my
cosmic spider space horror.
yeah, my
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my sister's boy's mother's auntie had a giant dog that went mad on them because it got rabies. You
That's
know,
yeah. That's
I heard
right.
about this girl at a prom who had telekinesis.
Yeah.
Mm. They
Yeah.
cleaned up the
Exactly.
gym the next day and moved on
Yeah.
with their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how it
Yeah.
happens. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
point.
No, it's so
Absolutely.
true.
Okay. Da, da, da. All right. Keep going with the plot, or what do you reckon?
Look,
We've
people
covered a
die.
lot.
People
Yeah.
die.
People
Monkey
die.
goes mad. When you
Yeah.
try to stop the monkey from doing what it wants to do, it kills more people, and death
Yeah.
appears on a pale horse.
Yeah.
Brothers War, Brothers War.
Yeah.
We'll leave
Yeah.
it to how that goes. We'll just leave
Yeah.
that. Brothers Cain and Abel, they war with each other.
It
Mm.
that's a
And
really good way to put it. It's
Yeah.
it's the Cain and Abel story
it
with
really
a
is.
wind-up
Totally.
monkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really, yeah, you are right. And it's with
That's going
that
on in the
that
promo
that
material.
he wanted to
Yep.
kill the brother always hurt him, but in that hatred, they lost what the one thing that they both loved, that was their mother. And that's what made them war.
Yeah.
That hate between each other
Mhm.
was instilled forever by just that one decision to, you know.
Yeah. Well, she was also the finger in the dike of the weirdness as well. Like their
Mm,
world started getting much weirder
yeah,
once she was gone, and they started getting angrier and evil once she
yeah,
was gone.
that's
Yeah.
So
right.
obviously the one brother decided to draw in on himself
Yeah,
and not let his weirdness affect the rest of the world. And the
yeah,
other brother went and just wore his funeral suit for the rest of his
Yeah,
life
that's
and
right.
decided he
Yeah,
wanted to kill people.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he
Yeah.
always blamed his brother because he knew that he had wished him dead. That's what he
Yeah.
knew from the beginning, that he had wished him dead and his mother had died because he had wished
Yep.
him dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
This comes
Yeah,
from
no.
a
It's
short
great.
story by Stephen King in the early 80s. Well done.
Yeah.
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 I was not disappointed as someone who had always wanted this to happen.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
going to read that short story now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Really
recommend.
good.
Definitely recommend. Now, it's out of 1 to 5. There are halves. My God. My God. My
I've got it
God.
right in front of me if you want. I got a
If you
cheat sheet.
like, please.
No, right?
Please.
So you got burnt, that's a 1. But then you've got flock corn, which is a 2. Then you've got satisfying, which is a 3.
So,
You've
yep,
got
yep.
delicious, which is a
Ah,
4. And you've got evil, which
which
is a
is
5. But there are half ratings as well. So you can come in somewhere if you like to, in between delicious or evil or satisfying or delicious. You can have a little bit of a half rating. Sometimes things do need a bit of a half rating, I find, in life.
we
They're not-
have even had 3.75s and 3.79
Yeah.
ratings
Oh,
before. Yeah. Etc.
this is
etc.
not the cheat sheet I have in front of me. Yeah. But yeah, you can do whatever you
Depends
like,
on the
really.
film. It depends on the
Yeah,
film.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So, essentially that way it is out of
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 5's just easier to categorize as tighter. It's
Yeah.
nicer, I think. I like 5 over 10.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, therefore, who wants to rate it first? Actually, I'm going to throw that out there. Who feels the need to express that? Baron?
I'll go first. I don't know why I said that twice. Um, I'm going to give this a 4.75.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's almost even.
Almost a perfect. As a
Yeah.
long-time Stephen King fan
Mm.
and a relatively recent Osgood Perkins fan, I feel like this is an almost perfect marriage.
Yeah.
I would
Nice.
love to see Osgood go back and do some of the other Stephen King novels
Okay.
as films.
Yeah.
Make an Osgood universe, like an OU, and have Osgood do Cujo and Christine
Mm. I
and
could see it a
Needle
whole lot.
and Salem's
Needful thing.
Lot. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Christine, for some
Yeah.
reason, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
Christine. Oh,
Yeah. He could make that car come to life in very strange, unsettling ways, I think.
yeah.
Shout out to the original movie because the way that car
Oh yeah,
came to
the
life
car,
back then was really well done. Carpenter, of
amazing.
course. Yeah.
But the only thing it loses the 0.25% for is
Mhm.
I feel like maybe they could have pursued the trademarked symbol monkey maybe a little bit harder and maybe not
Mm.
caved to
Yeah.
Disney.
I reckon they could
Disney,
have got it. Yeah.
I think they could
Yeah.
have done it, but
Yeah.
I think it's possible it came quite late in the pre-production and they just went,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, we'll make it a drum monkey rather than a cymbal monkey."
Yeah.
That's
Didn't
the
we bother
only
doing
reason it
it?
loses points for me. Because growing up,
Yeah.
after I read this, I would always see the cymbal monkey because the symbols were like
Yeah.
quite strongly described in the story.
Well, it was always a coveted animatronic for me in general, the symbol monkey.
Yeah,
And so that's not theirs. I'm just like, that's what it kind of annoys me. It's not theirs. It was something that pre-existed in the world.
yeah,
It's not a Disney item. They didn't create this
yeah.
creature,
Yeah.
this idea. It's
Would
yeah.
would you go against Disney yourself?
Oh no, fuck no.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's what everyone's like.
Just to speak in
It's
his
just not worth
defense,
the
because
headache.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Elon Musk spit on your name, but can I have a loan? Because that's the type of money you'd need.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
reckon.
that's exactly right. Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of right. You need space shuttle money to fight over that symbol.
yeah. Having said that though, really enjoyed the drum monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was a great
utilized, made the most
alternative.
of really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
4.75, fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm.
G Noir, what say you?
I Oh, now I feel like I'm gonna give it like a terribly low rating, but
No,
No.
no, no,
I
no.
think I think I'm just
Speak your
gonna
truth.
yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go like a 4.2.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
I think there's so much that's great about this film, but I just want to save that room for like it's not. It's not the worst or best film I've ever seen. This is the only
Yeah.
reason I'm saying this. It's not the
Agreed.
worst or best film I've ever seen after everything we've said today. So I want to save some wiggle room for
Yeah.
evil to be evil. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't be
Yeah.
throwing evil all over the
You
shop.
can't throw an
No.
evil just out there
Evil
willy-nilly,
needs to be
right?
contained. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
No
yeah.
evil
Yeah.
willy-nilly evil. No.
Yeah, that's right. Just check that around the place. But I do get why the Baron has such a
Mm.
strong bond with the
Yeah.
idea of the car.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, we're all in the
Yeah,
four. It's all in the four gang. This is all
yeah.
very delicious from all of us because I'm going in the middle with 4.5.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah,
there you
no, I
go. Right.
really liked it. I was not disappointed, having been very excited that the story is finally being adapted as I've gone over.
Mm,
And that's a
Yep.
big thing. That's a big thing because disappointment is a thing
yeah.
we all live with, in art, film, media, and otherwise. And to
Right.
have it actually come through and come home, which Osgood
Yeah.
always does for me, I can further, champion his name and defend his work with this, which is great. Why it's not evil, though, little bit of meandering in the second act after we get over the carnivalesque display of kills from the first 40 to
Yeah.
45
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah.
because the whole brother thing, Bill was a little too Napoleon Dynamite-esque ish on. Yeah, it was a little
Gotcha.
too Flight of the Conchords. The comedy
Yeah.
just leaned fully into a little bit of
Yeah.
cheese that was not for me,
Yeah.
but it only happened a little bit. It only happened a
Yeah.
little bit. Mostly the
It could
flavor
easily totally.
profile was balanced. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
could have easily fallen over the edge with that, but they did just
yeah.
stop.
They did. If this had been longer, but the
Yeah.
duration was correct, was
Yeah.
necessary and correct. Yeah.
Yep. I
That's
agree.
the only reason. That's the only reason. Yeah. So, and I look forward to the keeper.
Mm.
You purists out there, you Osgood purists, Perkins purists. The next one's back to the dark, slow burn, making question your own worth, reality, etc., etc. Osgood Perkins. Yeah. Yeah. And I look forward to it. I will be there. I will
Yeah.
be
Me too.
seated.
Yeah, I will
Yes.
be too.
Shout out Haunted Hippie. Yes, I stole that off you. I know you probably stole off someone else, but I must pay respect to
Yep.
that. So there we go. There
Yep.
we go. Go
Yeah.
check it out, people, while it's still at the cinema. I don't think it's
Yes.
been
Yeah,
released
go and see it at
onto
the cinema.
platforms yet.
It will
No,
be
I think it's still.
fine. It'll be
Huh?
fine on the small screen, but it is amazing on the big screen.
It is. It is really good.
Yes, thank you for joining us. This has been Mr. Popcorn.
Nice.
Yeah, good night. Go to bed. Eat your
Yeah.
popcorn.
All right. Night, night, guys and ghouls. Ciao,
Go to
ciao.
bed, children. Go to bed.
Or the monkey will bang its drum. Need I say more?
Oh, I love it when you're evil. This is me at my most evil. Do your evil laugh.